Warning. Adult content. Oh, shit. It's Batman.
Remember, kids, Beer420 contains strong language, strong sexual language, and the use of alcohol and marijuana. 18 and older.
Oh, yeah! You're listening to Beer420 Web Radio, and we have Chad Huffman here with us on the line. He's here.
How's it going, Beer420?
There we go. And we'll be right back with Chad. First, we got our sponsor for this month in February. Our January sponsor was Risk from Titan. So be sure you go out and check him out, give him some likes and love, and share his material. And this month's sponsor is Green Thumb and the Green Thumbs, along with Seedless here in Nixa. So go check them out, look them up online, and give them a shout and some likes as well. We'll be right back. You're listening to Beer420.
Backhand Studios. Beer420. BYO-BBB. Bring the bud, bring the bitches, bring the beer and proceed to get faded with backhand and burn some tree. Eat at your grandma's show. Beer420.
Beer420 in the motherfucking house. We about to tell you what we talking about. Now I got the drink and you brought the treat. When we kick it, having a good time, can't you see?
We straight indie, mainstream, balls deep, representing for the streets, backhanded creeps about the 417 in the local scene. Now pass the green. Beer420.
Nabs in the house, doing his thing. We got indie talent and everything from skits to tits. So grab your chips and dips and let this underground flavor smack you with the lips.
Said you wanna hang with the dope kids. Well, I suppose it's true, we are the dopest. Party at the Portal House, best show, bitch. We smelling like compost, cause we the shit.
Every Sunday, tune on in at 420 with an unusual spin. Come on in and sit on down, check it out. The Underground.
And don't forget about the gentleman with the exceptional beard. Smoke, smoke, beer, smoke, beer, smoke, beer, smoke, smoke, back to work.
Beer420, it ain't that hard. Got these mainstream cats like, oh my god. Puffing on a blunt, drinking 151. Getting so faded, I don't know who I was. But I will tell you this, I am hearing bad as shit when I'm pumping Beer420 in the motherfucking wind.
And you know I'm Ron Chotty with the spreaker rap. And I holler at nabs like, yo, where the weed at? Who the guest host with the mad fat raps? And I stay equipped. Peep the tinfoil hat. And you know you thought you knew when out of the blue, it's Beer420 in a home near you. Risk from Titan.
Big Relic.
Welcome to Beer420.
Yes, Beer420, and out of the gate, our sponsor for this month is Green Thumb. You want a party? Well, get Green Thumb. Go find him on the interwebs, like him, love him, share him.
Can only tame. Go buy the biggest, puts others to shame. With the herbal supply, be feeling alright. Higher than the kite, wanna know the brain of light. Say it's fucking bright, keeping a low key. Rolling with the real G, driving down the block, popping every snitch, sticking dick and car. Go home, dick harder than a rock. Wanna call my name, a flame burning in the rain. But yes, indeed, feel the need for the pleasure I feel. Got pleasure. My 10-inch measure, pleasing her, licking her, teasing her, sucking nipples in a time of leisure. And every 20 seconds it's a party. Every 20 seconds it's a party. Every 20 seconds it's a every 20 seconds get my party on. You wanna party? You want pleasure? You wanna party? I said, you want pleasure, yo baby, let's party. You wanna party? You want pleasure? Pleasure, yo, baby, let's party. the tardy, never expected government lies being elected, so I stay naked. Only be covered of truth and this is back in my youth. Doing it my way, no other way. I'm Jay Mitch, I'm here to stay. Pleasure party every day. Don't like it, fuck you, it's not okay. Cause of you, I'll bust my weed trades 420 all day. All day, all day. She don't need a sunrag, got buds, what the hey. I'm Jay Mitch, got my harvest in May, got my harvest in June, got it locked all year, so let's bud. You wanna party? You want pleasure? You wanna party? I said, you want pleasure, yo baby, let's party. You wanna party? You want pleasure? You wanna party? I said, you want pleasure, yo baby, let's party.
I said, back,
That ass up. I said,
back,
that ass up.
back,
That ass up.
back,
That ass up. I said,
back that motherfucking ass. I said,
that cracks my ass up.
a back of data is up.
Are you backing your data? Are you backing your data up?
Back of data up.
Back your data up. That's something important to remember as an artist too, man, because I tell you what, dude, it's nothing worse than being a student and having your computer crash with your papers and shit on it, or being an artist with your music tracks and shit on it. And the other thing is, do not, oh my God, and this comes from actual solid evidence. We had this happen to an artist we knew, and we'll even say his name, Paulette. He had all of his music tracks on his phone, and someone stole his phone. I was like, gone. There was a big to-do about what happened and where it went and all that crap, but I'm like, dude, why would you keep your shit on your phone? Like,
So, some people don't realize that, you know?
well, or you don't think about it because it's not an issue, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's an issue, you know? So
I've got it on my phone, I got it on my computer, I got it on Google, I got it on YouTube, so we're good.
nice. You're like, I got a backup for the backup for the backup.
Redundancy, you gotta have it.
Yeah, you gotta have redundancy. Well, in all systems, even in city systems and government, like, you know, utilities and all that, they have backup systems for the backup system in case things fail. It's
Power
crazy.
goes out, they got to be able to have backup generators and stuff. That goes out, they got to have something to back that up. So
Right. You need a backup for the backup for the backup.
backup.
Backup the backup. So we're here with Chad, and man, thank you for taking time out of your Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. So, wait, we have to bring it up. Do you have a favorite in the Super Bowl, or do you not follow sports?
I'm a Chicago Bears fan, so I'm rooting for the Seahawks.
Oh, okay. He's like, I'm a Bears fan. I'm rooting for the Seahawks.
Chicago didn't quite make it, you know, so you got to go with at least a West Coast team.
Right,
You know.
right.
I would have rooted for the Chiefs, but they didn't quite make it either. So
They didn't quite make it, yeah. In real life or in football. Oh, too soon? It's only been a couple hundred years. Okay, no humor at the expense of my dead native brothers. No, but so I knew you when you were living in Springfield, and you know, we were in the tech biz together, and we talked a little about the Java stuff. You did Java applets and stuff like that, or the little programming, and yeah, so we nerded out on conversations about that stuff. And then you ended up moving to California, and now what? It's been like 2 years?
I've been since 2010, so
Wow!
yeah,
Wow, it's been that long.
yeah.
That's crazy, man. Like, time flies when you're destitute. I don't
Definitely does.
All right. Anyway, so you moved out to California, and now have you always fiddled around with music, or it wasn't part of our conversation, or is this something you?
Yeah, I've always been around music. My dad played guitar, you know, and he traveled around, did the whole traveling evangelist church thing.
Mm-hmm.
I sang a little bit, like 6 and 7, for my grandma's little functions that she would have in town, and took piano lessons, and just we never came onto the subject of actually playing music. A lot of the times we hung out, but yeah, I've always kind of aspired to play it, and I just now I'm trying to get serious about it, which is people don't understand how difficult actually being a musician is, because I never really thought there was that much to it. You know, just grab an instrument and play it, and you know, if it sounds good, it sounds good. But for some people, it don't come as easy, so you really have to work at it.
Right, right. Well, and that's like any art, really. You know, some people it's just second hat, and other people have to work a little extra to, you know, to be able to, you know,
Well, like
produce
drawing-
something that's.
Your drawings, you can grab a pen and draw, you know, freehand, sketch some stuff out real fast, and I'm like, wow, that's amazing. You know, I can't draw like that, so.
Yeah, yeah. My cartooning is a bit, you know, weird. That's a good reference. Yeah, most people, they have to draw pencils before they can even put ink to it. They got to draw the pencils and feel good about it, and then they put ink to it. Me, I'm just like, screw the world! What? A duck riding an airplane wearing a ball cap? I got you.
Hey, but it works.
But, you know, and that's years, though, of me doing that kind of stuff, so it was kind of a mix of both. It's kind of, you know, second hat and kind of conditioning or discipline to get to that point. But
Right.
I see what you're saying, yeah. Some things come easier to people than others, whether you're just picking it up or you're just carrying it, either way, you know.
Hardest part for me was how my wife would say, growing the balls to actually sing in front of people, because that's not an easy thing to do right there.
Right,
That whole stage fright, you know, you get up there and you look out and you just kind of freeze.
right, right.
They're all waiting, like, do something. You're like,
No, I've been to shows where there have been artists that have done that. They're all doing good until they got up there on their own. And they're like, I'm like, you know, but I've never seen any of them bomb. You know, eventually they come out of it. Eventually they snap out of it, and like,
well, yeah, the show must go on, right?
right. But
That's the
that
most terrifying thing right there is looking and just like freezing and not being able to snap back out of it.
right, and that 3 seconds
Feels like a lifetime.
feels like an eternity. Yeah, you're like, everybody is watching me. Oh my God, time is dragging. It's like, yeah. So have you gone and done stand-up shows yet, or are you still in prep for that?
I've done some backyard barbecues. You know, we set a bunch of stuff up in the backyard, amps, and invited maybe 15, 20 people over, and played the park. You know, just grabbed the guitar and went to the store.
Right.
Tailgated the truck and played. You know,
Right.
but nothing that paid anything.
Right.
Just for the fun of it.
But that's not just the fun of it. That's also getting your exposure level up, where you're conditioning yourself to deal with, you know, creating in public without freezing.
And Dylan was able to walk by and tell you, "Shut up!
Yeah, you suck."
Suck, dude! Don't quit your day job."
Yeah.
My day job. I'm screwed.
Like, this is my job. So when did you realize that you had any kind of musical interest, you know, as far as like you doing music?
The guy at Tracker in Lebanon told me one night that he played guitar, and I told him, I said, "Cool, I play a little guitar too. You should come by and, you know, we'll see what happens with it." He came over and we played from, I think it was like 3 in the morning till like 8 o'clock the next morning. And my fingers felt like they were going to bleed, you know, but it was fun. And it was at that point that I thought, you know what, there actually might be something to this. So, I mean, I'm not the greatest guitar player, and I'm not the greatest singer, but I mean, I've always loved music, you know, so that part's there. And I think that makes up for what I do lack as far as I'm not a Joe Satriani or anything like that. I'm not going to grab the guitar and shred it, but I like the mellow acoustics, so I think it's more intimate. It sounds pretty cool.
Right.
People tend to like it. So.
Yeah, I have noticed that kind of the craving, if you will, for the acoustic sound is kind of growing as of late. You know what I mean? Like it's becoming more like there's more of an acoustic craving by listeners now than there used to be, I would say.
Yeah, because people want to hear people play and sing, and the electric is awesome, but at some point it makes your ears bleed, so
right.
The smaller gatherings where you get less people in the crowd with an artist, is more appealing. Because I'd rather go sit and watch, 2 or 3 guys sitting on stage with acoustics, and there's maybe 50, 60 people, so you're up close and personal with them, and listen to that, then, go to a big stadium where there's thousands of people. You can't really see the artist, and it's so loud that you can't think,
Right.
I've been to some shows like that. They were good shows, but after...
It makes like your ears ring when you're leaving.
It starts hurting. So.
Yeah. So yeah, I just find it odd that, there is the bigger craving for the acoustic, more of a folky kind of feel than...
It is. It almost takes it back to the 60s, like Greenwich Village, where you had Neil Young and Bob Dylan, and all those old cats where, they all just sat around and played acoustic,
Right.
And shared stories and songs and smoked a lot of weed and drank some whiskey, and, It was good times. I wish I was old enough to have been there, but then I'd be like really, really old right now. So you just got to.
You'd be like, I wish I could have been there. That's like me with Zeppelin. I'm like, man, I wish I was running naked through the trees with a bunch of hippies singing Led Zeppelin songs in the forest. I don't know. Yeah, I always like when I was younger, like a teen, late teens, I would listen to the Zeppelin albums, and all I could imagine was like naked hippies running through the woods, like flowers in their hair, and like buck naked stags, running through the woods, and like the smoke from the campfires through the trees,
Yeah, I think the acoustic does take it back to like kind of like a hippie caveman mentality. You're sitting around a bonfire on the beach, and a couple of people have acoustic guitars, and I think it's more intimate, it's more personal, than a bunch of speakers and electric guitars, and so for me, it's a lot nicer. I have 3 electric guitars, but I hardly ever play them. One from back, my neighbors get pissed and they're like, "Hey, turn it off!" It's like, screw you, it's Saturday.
Right, right. Like your dog's barking. You're like, it's 7 o'clock, bro. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
Exactly.
Your guitar's too loud. Dude, it's like 10 in the morning. What are you...
It is. 10 a.m. You should be awake already.
Yeah, get the frick out of bed, you son of a...
If you're not up already, you're up now because you're outside yelling because I had my amp up at full blast and everybody in town could hear it.
Right? Exactly. Like... like, oh, wait.
Sometimes, and I'll shred it a little bit, and I'll sit and wait for the car alarms to go off and people to come outside and yell at me. It's kind of fun.
Right, right. Now, what kind of, not that this has anything to do with your music, but maybe it does. Maybe it influences some of what you're doing. But what kind of neighborhood are you in over there? Are you...
It's the suburbs, so,
It's the burbs, okay.
It's the burbs, yeah. Everybody's got a, SUV, and they all mow their yards on Sunday. So.
Right, right. That's our neighborhood. That sounds like, our neighborhood.
I grew up in ghetto sides of town, so I feel like we're doing pretty good here. It's on the other side of the railroad track, so you got neighborhood watch, and hate to say it, I never thought I'd live in the burbs, but it's kind of nice. It has its
Ups and downs.
Yeah, it does, definitely. I mean, you can't go outside and fart without everybody knowing what you're doing, but I mean, that is what it is.
Right. Yeah, you know, preliminary check of the windows to see if any neighbors are hanging in them before you go to bed, you know.
Yeah, you can't go check the mailbox in your underwear, you know.
Right, right.
Oh, it's scandalous. He was outside in his
Yeah, he was outside in his tighty whities. You're like,
I don't wear tighty whities, so that would be a scandal.
yeah, right. Like, does anybody wear tighty whities anymore?
It's like, who is that? Whose underwear has he got on? Because I know they ain't his.
If you guys are listening to Beer420 and you wear tighty whities, hit the chat. Matter of fact, hit the chat anyway and shoot me a question for Chad. So who would you say would be your musical inspiration when you were younger? Like, who did you look at as far as music and go, oh wow, those guys are real musicians. That's like what it's, you know.
Okay, well, I hope you have a long time because there's a lot of them. But
He's
I
like,
think
there's a list.
I think the one that stood out the most was Steve Miller Band. I just got a record player, and I got a little 45, and it was Abracadabra, I think, on the B-side. And I was in the room listening to Steve Miller sing Abracadabra, Reach Out and Grab You. And my dad kicked the door open. He's like, what are you listening to? You can't be listening to that.
Yeah, goddamn Satan music. Steve Miller Band.
And I was crushed, you know, but my dad grew up, well, I grew up with my dad. He's total redneck, and then mom is long-haired flower child, barefooted hippie, you know.
Right.
That's a weird combination. You wouldn't think that would work well, but. So I grew up listening to Merle Haggard and Willie Nelson and Johnny Cash from him, and then the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and Herman's Hermits and Mamas and the Papas on my mom's side.
Right.
So, and then my generation, you know, you had Phil Collins and Hall & Oates, and, you know, you had Leonard Skinner and Foghat and War and Eric Clapton and Santana. So I don't know. There was a lot of influence because there was always some kind of music playing, you know, and whether it's country or rock and roll, somewhere there was something playing. So, but I think Steve Miller was a big influence on me to want to play guitar. Saw Bon Jovi live one time, and I thought, you know, that would be really cool because guitarists get a lot of chicks, which don't matter now because I'm married. So
right.
You know, it was just cool. I mean,
so when you're a kid, the thought is like, oh, rock star, I could be a rock star, and like, wow, think of all the chicks.
yeah.
All right, like every teen, they're like, man, I could be a football star. Think of all the chicks. Man, I could be an NBA star. Think of all the chicks.
You know, it all tended to do with girls and hormones. So.
Right. I'd be able to get a car and some chicks.
Yeah. Driving around in my dad's beat up old van. You know,
right.
6 guys, and we're trying to pick up on chicks and failing miserably. You know, if we could have played guitar then, it probably would have worked better. You know?
Right.
Somebody hanging out the window playing and saying, hey, baby, why don't you come over and get in my band? You know, that might have worked, or maybe it wouldn't. I don't know. Probably. Yeah, my wife said, no, that's creepy, so I probably would have got arrested.
You may have gotten picked up for trolling, man. I don't know, man. I don't think there was trolling laws back then. You know,
I don't think there was because guys were really kind of weird back in the
I know. Yeah, I remember. See, I'm 46, and I remember when I was in my teens and whatever, and the older guys were just creepers, man.
Right?
Like the 20-somethings and the 30-somethings were just creepy old fucks is how they act, you know? You're like, dude, why? No wonder he's not getting laid. I'm not even getting laid yet, and I know how he's acting ain't going to get him laid. You're like, right. Like, the mission being laid is not going to get you laid. Just so that, you know, you young fellers out there listening, having the mission of getting laid is not going to get you laid. That's actually going to the women can dar that stuff with their radar.
They got you pegged a mile away.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You're sitting at the house with the guys and you think it's going to be a good night. We're going to go pick chicks up. Well, you're not picking up nobody if they don't want to be picked up. So
Yeah, exactly. Now, so how long ago? Because I noticed that you were up on a contest on the web.
Indie.com, yeah, Indie.com.
Indie.com, and that's the first time I saw anything with you doing music. And I was like, wait a minute, what the hell is he doing over here? You're like, I go over to Indie.com and I'm like, now I'm lost. There's like, wow, there's a lot of indie artists over here, and he's right in the middle of them doing his thing. So, I mean, that's the first I've seen anything. So have you been dabbling kind of before you started posting? Did you build up the courage to get to that point, or?
That's a good question. I play a lot in the garage. So I play a lot on the front porch, play music with a lot of different guys that play guitar and stuff. And I was watching Guitar Center with Joe Walsh, and he said there's a lot of great musicians that only play in the garage, but they never actually play in front of people. And he said, you all suck at first, when you get out to your first show is going to bomb horribly, most likely, but you have to get past that and keep going, because apparently that was the case for him. And Joe Walsh played for the Eagles and the James Gang, and he's a phenomenal guitar player.
Right.
I figured, well, if Joe Walsh went through that, then I'm kind of missing a step here. Because what good is it to be awesome in the garage if nobody ever sees or here's what you have?
Right.
So I saw a thing for Indie.com on Facebook, and I figured, I could try that, It's freestyle off the top of my head. I have no idea what I'm going to sing, but, we'll try it and see. And I think I came in, out of 190 people, I think I placed like 48th or something like that. So
that ain't bad. You made it to the top 50,
yeah,
dude. Hell yeah, that's good for your first rollout, man. That's not bad at all.
I didn't win by no means, but I mean, Indie.com is kind of cool because even if you don't win, you get to see other people that have the same kind of ideas as you.
Right.
And I'm playing acoustic music too, hoping that you like it, And you can fan each other on that. So I think it's a good community to help people who are wanting to play music and get out of the garage and actually let somebody hear some of their songs that they wrote. So
Right.
But no, I just figured it's time, if I'm going to play music, then, I might as well throw it out there and see what happens.
Very crazy, man. Yeah, when I saw that, I was just like, "Whoa, what is going on?" Like, wait, he's made. And then I played, and I'm like, "Whoa, dude, this is like shit." You see the guys freaking playing on their YouTube, and the next thing you know, they're freaking, traveling the country on tour and shit because they
That would be awesome.
But I'm saying, I say that all the time to myself. If you look at Brad Neely, who does China, Illinois, which started as Baby Cakes and all that shit. I was watching him on YouTube. He was nobody. 5 years ago, I was watching him on YouTube. I found him on YouTube. He was nobody. He was a guy making still images with audio tracks on it. Just still pictures with an occasional moving arm or whatever. And then now he's like on 3 channel networks, And then the same thing, Tosh.0. I was watching Tosh.0. He was just, dude, he got more haters on his wall than anybody. And I was listening to his stuff. And he was on Comedy Central, and I didn't even freaking realize it. Like, I'm flipping through. I'm still trolling his shit on YouTube. He never once told anybody he was on Comedy Central. Like,
he's on the show now, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he didn't even tell anybody. Like, maybe a blurb somewhere, but there was no big thing going, "Hey, by the way, guys, my YouTube channel's pretty much dead in the water. I'm doing Comedy Central now." Like, no, none of that.
No.
So, but that's
I guess you use the medium for both sides, YouTube and Comedy Central, whatever works. So.
Right. So, I mean, it's just weird, like in our day and age of sharing information and technology and all that, it's very easy for somebody that makes something general or something unique suddenly boom through the roof, and that could be scary because you're not used to that, and people start throwing deals and contracts in your face, and
Yeah, exactly.
then you need an attorney.
If it's something insignificant to you that you don't really think is that good, but somebody else might see it and go, "Wow, that was awesome." So.
Come on.
Oh, sorry about that. My dog is deciding to attack the neighbors on air, live. We've only got the video on this side between you and me, so nothing will be video documented. Hopefully she doesn't eat anybody.
I won't tell if you don't tell.
I won't. What? What were we talking about? I forget. Anyway, so, yeah. Now, what you're drinking there, you got
Budweiser.
Clamato. The clam tomato juice mixed liquor with celery.
It's Chelada.
Chelada.
Yeah.
No,
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I've tried one once, and it was like the egg beer. I mean, the clam beer.
It is.
Have you had the clam? Yeah, have you ever had the clam beer? It's kind of.
It actually has clam and tomato in it.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's like you got.
Crazy.
It's like you
And
got
it's
a meal in your drink.
You do, just
It's
minus the actual chunk of celery in it. But.
Right. But no, that's pretty cool. So that's the Clamato clam tomato beer mixer thing.
Yes.
I've had those before. They are not bad.
It's a 25 ouncer, so it does pretty good until it gets hot, right about here. So.
Yeah, about 2/3 of the way down, and then it starts cooking. You're like, oh, hot clam juice. Yeah.
Hot clam juice is not good.
Yeah. The hot clam juice. What are you doing over there? I'm pressing clams, bro. I'm pressing clams. I got clam juice to make.
That clam juice could go several ways right there. So.
Mm-hmm. Another pizza with anchovies. All right. That was from an old Playboy issue. It was the cartoon.
Yeah.
And the cook's out front. He's like, another pizza with anchovies. There's a broad out back rubbing a pizza between her legs. Another pizza with anchovies. That was our dirty joke for this episode of Beer420 right there. That was our dirty.
Make you say hold the sausage. You don't want the old guy out back rubbing the sausage.
No. Never say hold the sausage to an old cook guy with a skull cap on.
Right.
Probably not a good thing to do.
So always grabbing sausage. So
So I've got 2 of your tracks here to share with the folks, and again, you guys can find him on Reverb, also on
Indie.com.
Indie.com. Chad Huffman, Huffman. And you can also find him on Reverb. There's several tracks over there if you're interested in checking those out and adding them to your music arsenals. Also, make sure you hit his like button and share it with your friends. We got a couple of tracks here from you, and which one of these should I?
You can play the Perfect Woman because Never Let It Go is just a basic instrumental. I didn't have a chance to record vocals on that yet.
Okay.
Perfect Woman, though, I played the piano, I played the guitar, the bass, I played all that for that track. I don't play drums, unfortunately, so that's a drum kit.
Right.
Everything else you hear on that song, that was me. So.
Very cool. So on this track, instrumental track,
Yeah.
Perfect Woman, and he basically recorded all the tracks of the actual instruments other than the drum.
Yeah.
Which,
It was all looped, but
Right.
I played all of it, so I'll
Right.
take credit for it.
Okay.
Unless it's horrible, then hey.
Here's Perfect Woman, Chad Huffman, right here at Beer420. We'll be right back with more.
do. Even though I love you, I don't belong to you. 'Cause you're a perfect woman, I'm not your man. Even though I love you, this isn't what I had planned. So don't cry for me, darling. I hope that you can see that though I need you, there's no way that we can be. 'Cause you're a perfect woman, I'm not your man. And even though I love you, this isn't what I had planned. I'll be gone morning. I only hope you understand that you're just a woman. There's no way that I can. 'Cause you're a perfect woman, I'm not your man. I wish that I could stay, but this isn't what I planned. So don't hate me, baby. Tomorrow I'll be gone. Now take all your love with me, forever it lives on. You're a perfect woman, but I'm not your man. Even though I love you, this isn't what I had planned. So I'll be gone tomorrow. We hope that you will see that even though I can't stay, I'll take your love with me.
It's one take right
One take.
there. Yeah.
One take. So I had it backwards. Perfect Woman's actually the one with the lyrics. The other
Yeah.
track is the instrumental.
Just music, yeah.
But and that's Never Let Go. But yeah, man, that's pretty crazy, dude. I didn't know that you even did that. So when I heard those tracks on the post, and then you getting over, like, hey, go hit like on my. I'm like, what? What is he doing? Oh, wow. All right, I'm gonna have to hit him up, man. Get him on the show. Why not? He'll drive some more traffic toward you anyway.
That'd be cool.
Maybe.
Because the thing with Indie.com is it's based off of other social media. So for people who are younger that have more followers on Twitter and Facebook, they do better. But it's ultimately a judge's pick who wins it. It's just who's sitting in first, second, or third is because they've got 8,000 friends on Facebook. I think I have like 200 people on Facebook.
Well, that ain't bad, man. You got 40 what? 8?
48, 47, something like that.
47, 48 with 200 friends sharing your work. That ain't bad at all.
It's not bad.
Not bad at all. Wow. So how many votes did you get?
It's based off a percentage, so 47% out of 100. I mean, the guy that took first place got 100% So I think he had some like 1,280 votes. I think I fell short by quite a lot.
Right. You're like, I don't think I quite
posted
got.
on there once. I said, "Come on, guys, I need like 900 votes to win this thing." And,
Right. Oh, okay. So you could kind of gauge where you were at in the race though while it was going on.
Because I was watching the guy in first place. I was watching his post, and he had 980 something votes with like 4 days left, and he's good. I'm not going to take anything from him. So I mean, it's cool to watch, and it was neat to see the other guitarists and other artists play on there.
Right. Seeing other people's work.
Well, like, I posted mine without even listening to anybody else's, and then I got going through some of the other songs. It's like, oh, mine sucks. I should have listened to this first, and then thought, well, maybe I put a little more effort into it.
Right, and then like worked around, like right, had that competitive edge by knowing what the competition was, right?
You can't go to an egg tossing contest in your flip flops and a pair of underwear. You need to be prepared.
Right.
Have a slingshot at least. You can't just walk up there scratching your butt going, "What's going on here? We're gonna play what?"
But still, 48, 47, that's still a bad out of 100 some odd, and you had like 200 people.
98 videos, and I came in.
Yeah.
48. So.
Now, how do you come up with your songs, your lyrics, your like the music structure even? I mean, is it all just kind of a feeling, or?
I play by ear, so I mean, I'll just grab a guitar and I'll start playing. And while I'm playing it, I'll play it over and over, and I'll be like, okay, what lyrics would go with that? It sounds like a sad song, so it'll flood my head with sad shit. Or maybe it's a beat song, so it'll flood my head with herbal. It just depends on the mood at the time too. If I'm in a bad mood, it might be kind of
bitter.
Yeah.
Like hateful.
Love the job. I hate the job.
Right.
Run my boss over with the car. And I mean, I wrote poetry growing up. My wife is hollering at me in the background. I wrote poetry for years, so I mean, songs all they are is they're poems.
Right.
So,
right.
And I have a pretty good grasp on vocabulary, and I might say neat and shit like that, but I mean, I have a very, very big vocabulary, so if I can figure out how to put my poetry to my music, then I might actually be able to do pretty good, I think. But
now,
usually it's freestyle, it's just right off the top of the head. I'll just be playing, I'll start singing, and it's like, okay, yeah, we'll repeat that because that was a good chorus. And then with that one chorus, then I think, okay, well, I need another verse to go with that chorus, and since we're talking about the ocean, then what rhymes with motion and ocean and potion, and it all kind of falls in place after that. So.
No, I like how it sounds very folkish. I mean, I don't know if I don't know if you've listened to past guests on our show, but we've had like Ryan Krillick, who's like with Rick Roses of Neil Young Band and all those guys. They actually interviewed with us, and like I talked to Dave Cruson of Pearl Jam and Candlebox. Like, yeah, dude, pretty crazy. So, like, but they're doing this like folkish kind of movement of their stuff. But I've noticed, like, I guess I mentioned it earlier. It seems kind of more of a demand from listeners of more of this folksy, more down to earth. Like, we know that artist is actually making the music. It's not just digitally being created out of somebody's asshole, Like, this is actually someone playing an instrument. I think that has something to do with it, man, is that it gives the listener more of a realistic view of music. You know what I mean? Like,
it does.
Versus,
I mean, if you look at, like, Saturday Night Live with that one little sketch when Avril Lavigne came out and she lip-synced it, but they played the wrong track.
Right.
If a guy walks out on stage or a woman and they sit down on a bar stool and they start picking and playing the guitar and singing, it gives it credibility. You know that wasn't studio. You know it wasn't, computer dubbed. There's no computers in it. It's a person in 6 or 12 strings and a voice, It makes it more intimate for the fans.
Right.
You actually become more enthralled with that person sitting up there playing,
Flabbergasted.
Flabbergasted.
Yeah, you're just like blown away. Like, whoa, that dude's doing that. That's crazy.
Like, I saw Ben Howard in concert, and he's from London, and I watch a lot of his stuff on YouTube, and he sits up on stage and plays acoustic. There's not a lot of electrics, but, he's an awesome storyteller, and he can paint a picture with his vocals and his guitar. And I think that's the folk thing that you're talking about. I think that's what's drawing people into it, is because the world's crazy and people need some place of peace and serenity. And these guys and girls that can play guitar, the acoustic, it is kind of folksy, and it takes us back to a time when life wasn't so crazy. Well, the 60s were
Right. But,
the good old days. It makes you think of something better.
Sorry, I'm interrupting, but it's humanizing them towards your audience.
It does humanize them towards their audience. It
And it
does.
shows you're pouring your heart out. This is a big on stage.
That's the wife.
yeah, it sounds like she's a fan too, so that's good.
She's always telling me you need to sing better, She's my worst critic.
Right.
I'll play it for her before I record it, and she'll be like, "That was good, but you really need to sing it better." It's like, yeah,
right.
okay.
Well, you need to have that pebble in the water, Otherwise, there's no gurgle in the river, right?
And she don't cut me no slack. If it sucks, she's gonna tell me.
She's gonna tell you and not be nice just to be nice, right?
There's no sugarcoating the pile of shit there. It's just that was horrible, babe. Don't play that one. So it's like, okay, cool.
Now, do you have any upcoming shows or other kind of things that you'll be in attendance of in your area for folks that may be listening in Cali to go and check out? Or
at this point, no, it's all still in production. There are some local little things, festivals. There's a concert in the park in Waterford that's coming up in the spring, April or May. I'll have to get back to you on the exact date.
okay.
And then there's a chocolate festival in Oakdale that's around the same time, and then there's one in Ceres. So I'm going to try to play some of those. It just depends on if I can get 3 or 4 good songs together that I feel comfortable playing.
Right.
And,
Right.
it's just going to be me on a chair with a guitar. So
Right.
we'll see how it goes.
No, it's pretty crazy though. I went down to Branson, and I always swore that I would never, ever, 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 ever in my life set foot inside of Silver Dollar City and all that, right? And I did. Within the first 15 minutes of being there was literally this dude that was mouth trumpeting. I'm not even kidding. Like, he was in the middle of the square. Yeah, he's like, this guy sounded like a real freaking trumpet. I'm like, what the hell? There's trumpets over here. And I go over and it's just a dude up on the stage on a microphone. And there's a whole crowd and they're all like, Wah! I'm like, wow, this is like mind-blowing shit right here. This guy's
got the phone out, you're all
like, that's the mouth trumpet guy. Get him on camera.
Get him on camera. Because nobody's going to believe me when I go home and say there was a guy that was playing a trumpet with no trumpet.
Yeah. I mean,
were you eating brownies again? It's like,
no.
But he really was playing the trumpet with his mouth with no trumpet. So.
They did ask some young kids why they perpetually take selfies of themselves doing stuff, right? And the consensus that came back from, the junior high and high school kids was if I didn't take a selfie, my friends wouldn't believe it happened.
Yeah, right.
See,
my friend Bruno, you might know, he worked at that one place where we won't mention it either. But hi, Samuel. Son made a cameo.
Yeah, he did. But we're the video's not on air, so we're all right.
Bruno always says, if you don't take a picture, it didn't happen.
Right.
It's like, okay. So when I do one of these little shows at the park, I will have pictures, and I'll post all that on Reverb Nation too, and Facebook.
Now, again, they can find you on Reverb and indie.com as Chad Huffman, Huffman, and that's pretty cut and dry, not hard to find.
That's pretty simple. Yeah.
Now, this is something that comes from one of our regular listeners, Kyla Voviros, and it's her golden question. She says, what do you want listeners to get from your music?
Something to make you tap your foot and just enjoy it.
She's like, and listen to it again and again and put it on replay. And
put it on your MP3 player on your headphones when you go walking.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. Right now, there's no real. I mean, life is good, so it's not like I'm an anguished artist, and political, and I'm struggling against the world. I mean, right now it's just for fun. I mean, I really don't have a political message that my listeners can take from it. Like John Mayer and them, they have something, a cause.
Right.
Just an old dude playing a guitar. And if you like the music, listen to it. Share it.
Nice. Now, what would you say to others? Now, we did talk a little bit about this as kind of like taking that step and going, I could be doing something, or I could just be sitting in a garage not being heard, I mean, what would you say to others that are up and coming, or maybe doing what you were doing before, just playing in their closet, and...
If you think that you have something that somebody else will appreciate or enjoy, throw it out there. And you'd be amazed at what happens with it, you know what I mean? Because if you don't put yourself out there, you're never going to know, if you are something phenomenal. Because everybody has to start somewhere,
Right.
Don't keep it in your garage, you know what I mean, or in the backyard. Let somebody see it.
Very cool, man.
Kind of like Beer420, you know what I mean? This is awesome that you're doing this. You're helping local artists. It's independent people. So we need more people like you. More people like indie.com that's helping independent artists. Whether it's poetry or songwriting or music. We need more people to support local artists, whether it's musically or it's art itself, drawing, painting, videography. If you have something cool, share it. It's not just on social medias, but share it with everybody around you. Otherwise, what's the point of being gifted if nobody knows? Right,
exactly, yeah. Well, like back in the beginning, we started as just a video antics group, which would get trashed on booze and marijuana, and some of our companions would shove strange things in their arses, or chase one another around with powered dildos, or take shots of alcohol from each other's ass. I mean, just stupid things. And
I guess started out that way.
Yeah, and then we finally, I was like just playing any kind of random mainstream music, and then one day I was like, wouldn't it be more substantial if when we aren't doing the tomfoolery shit, that we're also using it as a platform to get people out there that are doing good shit that nobody hears about?
Exactly.
And then we started doing that, then that became the staple, and then the comedy became second hat. You know what I mean? It was like we went from the comedy being the first hat on video. I mean, we've got tons of video of like them getting caught doing stuff. Kilobyte and Johnny B Throwdown, that's on our YouTube channel, and I mean, me taking shots of booze out of Snatch's ass, and just stupid stuff. And then it went from that as the predominant material to now we talk about indie artists and play indie music as the number one hat, and then we joke and bullshit around on the sly.
That's cool,
so
though.
it was an evolution, though. It was kind of like we evolved out of like the. Maybe that part of that was Snatch going AWOL, which is now 4 years. He just didn't show up one day, and I haven't heard from him or seen him since. I'm not even kidding. It's been like 4 years.
Maybe it was one shot too many.
Yeah. Yeah. It could have been one shot out of his ass too many.
One shot too many. Yeah.
Tell us one thing that people wouldn't know about you. From either going to your music wall page or like following your music or getting into you now, or maybe they find you on Facebook and they look around. Whether like you like cartoons or you ride dirt bikes on the weekend, something like that. I mean, something people wouldn't know because you don't really,
Don't throw it out there.
Right.
I'm a very compassionate person. I try to help everybody. So if you're having a hard time, you need somebody to talk to, or you might need a place to stay, because you're going through hard times. I'm that guy. I've been that way since I was little. Most people bring stray dogs and cats home. Puppies are like a snake. Like, Mom, can I keep it? I bring boys and girls to the house when I was 7 and 8. Can he stay? He's run away. So
right, he's run away from 2 houses down.
Mom would call and they'd run him down the street back home.
Right.
Had a duffel bag with a sandwich and a Tinker toy in it, but I try to help as many people as I can. So
you're a philanthropist.
Kind of, yeah. Just I'm really a broke one. So I got
you and me both, brother. You and me both. We're both broke philanthropists. Yeah, there's only one kind of bad philanthropist. A broke one. Right? Broke one.
If I was a millionaire, I'd have charities and funds and stuff.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Starving artist.
Right. But yeah, so yeah, man, that's amazing, and I really appreciate that you're sharing with us your work, and I'm excited to see you doing this kind of stuff, man. That really just like brightened my week, actually, when I saw that. I was like, whoa, this is cool, I can't believe he's off doing this stuff. This is awesome. So bravo, man. I like what you're doing, and yeah, like you're saying, if you don't throw yourself out there, you don't know. And if you don't throw yourself out there and say, fuck it, everybody started as a rookie, every rookie is a potential MVP. If you don't live by that philosophy and just do what you do, then, you're never going to get out there. And, even if you don't get famous, you may end up with some really inspired people.
I mean,
you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
People don't learn and they don't know and they don't grow and they don't evolve if the information isn't thrown out there, if the material isn't made, if the sculpture may have been bad, but that bad sculpture led to this masterpiece he made. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know who day to day you're going to touch with something that you do. So even if it's one person, if it changed their life, made them think for a second, hey, I could do that too. Isn't that worth it? I mean, I tell my son all the time, he's afraid of everything, but being afraid isn't living. And if you're scared to try, then what's the point of being here? You have to at least try. Yeah, you're going to fail, or you're going to crash and burn. You're going to get embarrassed. People are going to talk shit, but that makes it worth it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. So I'm sure I'm going to suck, some of my music's going to bomb, but there might be that one song that, I could be a one-hit wonder someday, and I'd be cool with that.
You're like, I'd be cool with one-hit wonder. I'll take a platinum chart hit once.
I'll take that, yeah.
I'll take a platinum chart hit once. You know, come on.
I mean, there's a bunch of people that were on the radio with one song.
Right, right, yeah.
What are they doing now? They're delivering pizza for Domino's.
Right, right.
They had that 10 seconds of fame, so that's cool. I take it.
But actually, even more common nowadays, like we were saying, you know, with information technology, IT,
Yeah.
and sharing of media globally, I mean, your song is sitting in China and freaking Japan right now. You know, you could become a Japanese overnight star and freaking sell 10,001 tracks that you put up a month from now, and you sell 10,000 from a Japanese website. You don't know. Nobody
Here's the
knows.
cool thing. I saw Taking Back Sunday in Springfield 7-8 years ago, something like that, maybe 6-7 years ago. We were at the mall at FYI. It's a radio music store, you know, buy CDs and stuff. And they played Flicker, Flicker, Fade. And I stopped dead in my tracks because I was like, no way. I'm in Modesto.
Right.
I'm in Springfield. That's 2,082 miles. And they're playing this in a mall. You know, so if I can walk into the store, you know, and hear my song, that'd be pretty neat.
Wow, yeah, man. Yeah, that's pretty.
Because who'd have figured, you know, a band I saw that I thought was local, you know,
Right.
Missouri, and they're playing it in the mall in Modesto, California, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
And I've heard Framing the Red. They played in Springfield, and I've heard them on the radio out here too. So
That's nuts.
Like, it is nuts. You know, that's a long ways away from the Midwest.
Right.
So,
And
you guys play me out there in Missouri, you know, hey, that's
right.
fine too.
Well, see, yeah, that's the opposite here. Some guys coming from California going, yeah, I know that Chad Huffman guy. What the hell? This shit's playing out here. What the hell's going on? Well, this is blowing my mind, man. Blowing my mind.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see how it goes.
I think they're playing Altered Minds, which is a kind of a hip hop rap group that we know locally here, and they're playing their music in the head shops in Colorado.
See, yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like pro pot rap group, you know, but you know, like Cottonmouth Kings of Springfield, you know, and they're like, and they're like playing this shit in the head shops in Colorado, and they're like, they haven't even been there, you know.
That's pretty cool.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Your reputation precedes you, or at least hopefully. You know.
Right.
I kind of did it backwards because I'm getting invited to collaborate with a lot of musicians from Springfield on Facebook, and I'm like, dude, I would go to the show at the Outland Ballroom, but I'm in California. They're like, oh.
Oh.
Where were you guys at 6-7 years ago when I was in Springfield?
Right.
I would have been on it in a heartbeat, you know. And now I move out here, and I'm thinking, okay, California's got a lot of musicians. I can't find them. Where the hell are they? They're all playing in a garage somewhere too, and they're too scared to get out there and go do it. So, kind of bummed out about that.
Really? What is the local scene just kind of not?
Not in the area where I'm at. I can think of probably 15 or 20 talented people, but their desire to do something real with music isn't the same as mine, you know.
Right.
They'd rather plow the field than sit and chill and play guitar, so they're just not as devoted as I am to it. Because I'll play the guitar 2-3 hours a day, every day, you know, all day on the weekend. Because I love music, you know, and I'm looking for somebody that loves music too, that wants to hang out and just play, you know. But
I think every true musician is that way. Mark Coy from our Iron Leaf project is like that. That guy would just sit there and just play his guitar like 12, 14 hours a day. He was just playing it to play it, you know.
You walk in there and look, and he's playing. You come back 5 hours later. Hey, he's in the same spot, still playing.
Yeah, he's still there, still playing. Yeah, exactly.
I know an old cat named Lenny who's a phenomenal guitarist. He plays lead guitar like crazy, and he'll fall asleep with his beat-up all electric. and he'll wake up like for 30 seconds and play a riff and then pass back out. And then he'll wake up an hour later and continue playing right where he left off. So it's like this dude is dreaming music and literally falling asleep with his guitar in his lap and hands still on the fretboard, you know, and when he wakes up, he didn't miss a beat. It's like he was playing the shit the whole time.
He comes to life like one of those old thimble monkeys out of nowhere. He's like, wakes back up and he's like, dude, wasn't he just sleeping a second ago?
Yeah, because, you know, we were partying and he passed out with the guitar and we're like, okay, Lenny's out. And then we look over and Lenny wakes up and just, you know, right back into it. And it's like, whoa, that was pretty slick.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
So I'm thinking he apparently continued the song while he was asleep.
While he was asleep, and then woke right up to it.
Woke up and just right into it. Pretty neat.
Now, once again, let's tell them where they can find you on the web. It's reverbindie.com and
Facebook.
Also on Facebook, Facecraft.
YouTube, I have a bunch of videos on YouTube.
Oh, YouTube videos. Oh, okay.
That's it. Primetime 22-00209, and it's under Chad Huffman too. So
very cool. So go check him out, like him, love him, share him, and yeah, man. Did you have anything else you wanted to throw out? Again, man, I really appreciate you coming here and sharing your work and taking your time to chat. I think it's been a good interview. What do you think?
I think it was too.
You give me a rating on my interview, sir. You know, be a harsh critic. Was it a decent?
It was good. It's 10 out of 10. Bro.
All right. Hey, all right. That's what I'm looking for.
Good. Yeah,
So-
it's very, very good question. So
Thank you.
and for everybody else out there listening, tell your friends to listen to Beer420 web radio. It's good. I will definitely promote it.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. And, yeah, we'll keep throwing you out there and throwing you under the bus. We'll be playing your tracks on air on Sundays, and you'll also be added to our webpage archives. You'll now be the third person or fourth person for the year 2015 in our archive pages. Now, if you would like folks or listeners out there, you can go to the archives at backhandstudios.org. Click on archives, and you can go through the years since Beer420 has started in 2010. Lots of artists since, and many more to come. We're getting ready to do iHeartRadio. So I was going to ask you, would you be up for a more PC interview down the road that I could use for our iHeartRadio broadcast? Because we are going to be making a sister station, if you will, of Beer420 that will be more PC, though I'm not going to spit out any names at this moment of what name ideas we have, because when we do that, they get stolen by our haters. So we're not going to tell the haters what the name is until it's already up and running. Yeah, so that's something that we're going to be doing here in the next month or two, is organizing that and getting some good, wholesome stuff out to the community through iHeartRadio, which is where every radio broadcast station in the world is, pretty much.
Seems to be going, yeah.
Yeah. If they're on the web, they're on iHeartRadio. So I'm on Spreaker, and there is a listening audience, and I bring most of my audience to Spreaker, but to get out on iHeartRadio, it's a whole different platform, and then they will carry it themselves. So it's like, it's kind of a hands-free thing. Post it and forget it. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
so we'll be actually, it won't be live shows. They'll be pre-constructed shows.
That's all right.
So
Yeah,
it'll be like,
I'm happy to do that.
awesome. Very,
It helps
very
you
cool.
out, it helps me out, so that works both ways.
Very, very cool. So, yeah, look forward to that. Both fans and Chad here. We'll be
If
getting you
you're
back
going to be in the San Francisco area, there's the Golden Gate Park, and there's a tree that Janis Joplin played her guitar sitting under, called the Janis tree. I am going to sing Bobby McGee sitting under that tree in the springtime. So I will let you know what date to go do that. and go see me. There'll probably be 420 festival at the park.
Oh, snap.
That's Hayden Ashbury.
Oh, yep.
If I can get up underneath that tree, I'm going to play my guitar, Bobby McGee, right where Janis Joplin sat and played Bobby McGee. So
that would be awesome, man. That would be awesome.
hopefully
So-
I'll have that recorded. So
Right. We want video. 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 Yeah, so
that'd be cool. Like we said earlier, selfie, if no picture, it didn't happen, right?
right. No selfie, no picture, it didn't happen. Right. You know, motivate people to get more media.
Exactly.
You know. So
Actually,
Chad,
really, how many selfies can you have, though? I mean,
I wonder if there's like a selfie page out there somewhere on the web, you know, like that one selfie guy that created his own website just for his selfies.
oh, there's a good idea right there, Stephen. You should make that, selfies.com.
Right, selfies.com. You just anybody with a selfie, post it here. Selfies.com.
You might need to mediate that because you might be scared of
what some of the selfies are. Right. Yeah, that's a good point. Chad, again, thank you for being here, man. We're about to play your other track you lent to us for the show. And that's Never Let Go. And again, man, we'll be looking you up in the future. Anything you want to shout out to folks before I let you go?
Peace, love, and music. If you have a dream, follow it. It ain't gonna happen if you don't make it happen.
And there you have it. Read from Chad. Man, again, thank you. I can't believe you were doing this stuff. Thank you again for coming on and sharing. And I'm sure it will help and motivate a lot of other people that may be, you know, shaky, intimidated for taking that step. That's basically it. It's like you're in a squirrel suit. You either step off or you don't.
Exactly. It's
Right.
a scary first step, but you gotta take it.
You either do it or you don't. You know, you just, yeah. There is no
Go
in
big or
between.
Go home, right?
Right. Hey, look at the guy up there on the ledge. What is he doing? Well, he's in a squirrel suit, but he's been standing there for like 8 hours now, just looking.
Hey, if you stay there for 8 hours, you're not jumping. You might as well take the suit off and go home.
Right. Exactly.
That's how it works.
Here's Never Let Go, Chad Huffman. Look him up on the interwebs. ChadHuffman. And like I said, Reverb, also indie.com, Facebook, and also on YouTube.
YouTube. I've got probably 25, 30 videos on YouTube. So.
Oh, wow. Even bigger collection, folks. So dig, hunt, like, share, and post away. He's giving you permission. I just saw him. He said, I give permission. Post away.
I give permission. Go ahead.
Do it. Again, Chad, thank you. And you're listening to Beer420. We'll be right back.
Thanks for having me.
is 18 and up. Tuning in and sharing our material is welcome and officially makes you a torch carrier.
Now, if you slap folks that have bad things to say about us, then you're a real backhander.
Warning, Beer420 can cause job termination, thinking outside the box, falling head over heels for conspiracy and spiritualist ideals.
Ben, my one-way path toward alien liberation. A brainwashing mash of everything your mother warned you about, all in one show.
Welcome to Beer420.
Find out more at www.backhandstudios.org.
It's the plane, boss. I think it's a plane, but it's doing a big arc. I think it's going up, and then it's coming down.
Warning. Warning. A hand is moving slowly through your chip bag. Warning. Warning. A hand is moving slowly through your chip bag. Had that hand moved quickly to steal your chips, you may not have noticed. But due to the slow movement and the rustling, you could hear it happen. Warning. Warning. There's a hand moving through your chip bag. This has been a Backhand Studios public service announcement. Don't ever let a stoner near your snap food. It renders you powerless.
Yes, yes, yes. Now, we don't have problems with gays. No, we don't. But what if He-Man was gay? It'd sound a little something like this.
And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head. And I need a peculiar. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and get real high. And I sit to the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I say, hey, I say, hey, what's going on? And I say, hey, I say, what's going on? And he tries. Oh my God, do I try? I try all the time in this institution. And he prays. Oh my God, do I pray? I pray every single day. For a revolution. And I say, hey, I say, what's going on? And I say, just keep it inside. Learn how to hide your feelings. What's going on? Yeah.
You're listening to Beer420.
Don't allow unexperienced people to put their fingers in your ass.
Is it sick of me to need control of you? Is it sick to me like me. Am I beautiful? 'Cause I tell you to be safe. Am I beautiful? Even in my obvious, you always say I'm beautiful. 'Cause you tell me to be safe. You are beautiful. Even as you're obvious, I always say you're beautiful and sick like me. Am I beautiful? As I tell you to be safe. I am beautiful. Even on my obvious, you always say I'm beautiful. As I tell you to be safe. Am I beautiful? Even in my obvious, you always say I'm beautiful. As you tell me to be safe. You are beautiful. You're beautiful. Even as you're obvious, I always say you're beautiful and sick like me.
Last year, I spent 6 months participating in what I was told was a psychological experiment. I had found an ad in my local paper searching for imaginative people looking to make good money, and since it was the only ad that month that I was even remotely qualified for, I gave them a call and we arranged an interview. They told me that all I would have to do is stay in a room alone with sensors attached to my head to read my brain activity, and while I was there, I would visualize a double of myself. They called it my tulpa. It seemed easy enough, and I agreed to do it as soon as they told me how much I would be paid. The next day, I began. They brought me to a small, simple room with a bed, then attached sensors to my head and hooked them to a little black box on the table beside me. They talked me through the process of visualizing my double again and explained that if I got bored or restless, instead of moving around, I should visualize my double moving around or try to interact with him and so on. The idea was to keep him with me the entire time I was in the room. I had trouble with it for the first few days. It was more controlled than any sort of daydreaming I've done before. I'd imagine my doubles for a few minutes and then grow distracted. But by the fourth day, I could manage to keep him present for the entire 6 hours. They told me I was doing very well. The second week, they gave me a different room with wall-mounted speakers. They told me they wanted to see if I could still keep the tulpa with me in spite of distracting stimuli. The music was discordant, ugly, and unsettling, and it made the process a little more difficult, but I managed nonetheless. The next week, they played even more unsettling music, punctuated with shrieks, feedback loops, and what sounded like an old-school modem hanging up, and guttural voices speaking some foreign language. I just laughed it off. I was a pro by then. After about a month, I started to get bored. To liven things up, I started interacting with my doppelganger. We would have conversations, or play rock, paper, scissors, or I'd imagine him juggling, breakdancing, whatever caught my fancy. I asked the researchers if my foolishness would adversely affect their study, but they encouraged me. So we played and communicated, and that was fun for a while. And then it got a little strange. I was telling him about my first date one day, and he corrected me. I had said my date was wearing a yellow top, and then he told me it was a green one. I thought about it for a second, and I realized he was right. It creeped me out a bit, and after my shift that day, I talked to the researchers about it. You're using the thought form to access your subconscious, they explained. You knew on some level that you were wrong, and you subconsciously corrected yourself. What had been creepy was suddenly cool. I was talking to my subconscious. It took some practice, but I found that I can question my tulpa and access all sorts of memories. I can make it quote whole pages of books I've read once, maybe years before, or things I was taught and then immediately forgot in high school. It was awesome. That was around the time I started calling up my double outside of the research center. Not often at first, but I was just so used to having him around by now, but that it almost seemed odd not to see him. So whenever I was bored, I'd visualize my double. Eventually, I started doing it almost all the time. It was amusing to take him along, like an invisible friend. I imagined him when I was hanging out with friends, or visiting my mom. I even brought him along on a date once. I didn't need to speak out loud to him, so I was able to carry out conversations with him, and no one was the wiser. I know that sounds strange, but it was fun. Not only was he a walking repository of everything I knew and everything I'd forgotten, he also seemed more in touch with me than even I did at times. He had an uncanny grasp of the minutiae of body language that I didn't even realize I was picking up on. For example, I had thought the date I brought him along was going badly, but he pointed out how she was laughing a little too hard at my jokes and leaning towards me whenever I spoke. A bunch of other subtle clues I wasn't even consciously picking up on. I listened, and let's just say that date ended very well. By the time I'd been at the research center for 4 months, he was with me constantly. The researchers approached me one day after my shift and asked me if I'd stopped visualizing him. I denied, and they seemed pleased. I silently asked my double if he knew what that was about, but he just shrugged it off. So did I. I withdrew a little bit from the world at that point. I was having trouble relating to people. It seemed to me they were so confused and unsure of themselves, while I had a manifestation of myself to confer with. It made socializing with anyone awkward. No one else seemed aware of the reasons behind their actions, why some things made them mad and others made them laugh. They didn't know what moved them, but I did. Or at least I could ask myself. A friend confronted me one evening. He was pounding at the door until I answered it and came in fuming and swearing up a storm. You haven't answered when I called you in fucking weeks, you dick. What's your fucking problem, he yelled. I was about to apologize to him and probably would have offered to hit the bars with him that night, but my tulpa suddenly grew furious. Hit him, it said, and before I knew what I was doing, I did. I heard his nose break. He fell to the floor and came up swinging, and we beat each other up and down my apartment. I was more furious than I had ever been, and I was not merciful. I knocked him to the ground and gave him 2 savage kicks in the ribs, and then that was when he fled, hunched over and sobbing. The police were by a few minutes later, and I told them that he had been the instigator, and since he wasn't around to refute me, they let me off with a warning. My tulpa was grinning the entire time. We spent the night crowing about my victory and sneering over how badly I'd beaten my friend. It wasn't until the next morning when I checked out my black eye and cut lip in the mirror that I had remembered what set me off. My double was the one who'd grown furious, not me. I'd been feeling guilty and a little shamed, but he goaded me into a vicious fight with a concerned friend. He was present, of course, and knew my thoughts. You don't need him anymore. You don't need anyone else, he told me, and I felt my skin crawl. I explained this all to the researchers who employed me, but they just laughed it off. You can't be scared of something you're imagining, they told me. My double stood beside him and nodded his head, then smirked at me. I tried to take their words to heart, but over the next few days I found myself growing more and more anxious around my tulpa, and it seemed like he was changing. He looked taller and more menacing. His eyes twinkled with mischief, and I saw malice in his constant smile. No job was worth losing my mind over, I decided. If he was out of control, I'd put him down. I was so used to him at that point that visualizing him was an automatic process. So I started trying my damnedest to not visualize him. It took a few days, but it started to work somewhat. I could maybe get rid of him for a few hours, but every time he came back, he seemed even worse. His skin seemed ashen, his teeth more pointed. He hissed and gibbered and threatened and swore. The discordant music I'd been listening to for months seemed to accompany him everywhere. Even when I was at home, I'd relax and slip up, no longer concentrating on not seeing him, and then there he'd be, in that awful howling noise with him. I was still visiting the research center and spending my 6 hours there. I needed the money, and I thought they weren't aware that I was now actively not visualizing my tulpa. I was wrong. After my shift one day, after about 5.5 months in, 2 impressively muscled men grabbed me and restrained me, and someone in a lab coat jabbed a hypodermic needle into me. I woke up from my stupor, back in the room, strapped to the bed, with music blaring and my tulpa standing over me cackling. He hardly even looked human anymore. His features were twisted, his eyes were sunken in their sockets and filmed over like a corpse's. He was much taller than me, but hunched over. His hands were twisted and gnarled, and his fingertails sharp like talons. He was terrifying. I tried to will him away, but I just couldn't seem to concentrate. He giggled and tapped the IV in my arm. I thrashed in my restraints as best I could, but I couldn't move at all. Pumping you full of the good shit, I think. How's the mind? All nice and fuzzy? He leaned in, closer and closer as he spoke. I gagged. His breath smelled like spoiled meat. I tried to focus, but I couldn't vanish him. The next few weeks were terrible. Every so often, someone in a doctor's coat would come and inject me or force-feed me a pill. They kept me dizzy and unfocused and sometimes left me with hallucinations. My thought form was still present, constantly mocking me. He interacted with or caused my delusions. I hallucinated that my mother was there scolding me, and then he cut her throat and her blood showered all over me. It was so real that I could taste it. The doctors never spoke to me. I begged at times, screaming, hurling incentives, demanding answers. They never spoke to me. They may have talked to my tulpa, my personal monster, I'm not sure. I was so doped up and confused it may have just been a delusion, but I remember them talking with him. I grew convinced that he was the real one, and that I was the thought form. He encouraged that line of thought at times, and mocked me at others. Another thing that I pray was a delusion, he could touch me. More than that, he could hurt me. He'd poke and prod at me if he felt I wasn't paying attention to him. Once he grabbed my testicles and squeezed until I told him I loved him. Another time he slashed my forearm with one of his talons. I still have a scar now. Most days I can convince myself that I must have injured myself in a hallucination, but some days I can't. Then, one time, while he was telling me a story about how he was going to gut everyone I loved, starting with my sister, he paused. A querulous look crossed his face and reached out and touched my forehead, like my mother used to when I was feverish. He stayed still for a long time and then smiled. All thoughts are creative, he told me, and then he walked out the door. 3 hours later, I was given an injection and passed dead out. I awoke unrestrained. Shaking, I made my way to the door and I found it unlocked. I walked out into the empty hallway and then ran. I stumbled more than once, but I made it down the stairs and out into the lot behind the building. I collapsed, weeping like a child. I knew I had to keep moving, but I just couldn't manage it. I got home eventually. I don't remember how. I locked the door and shoved my dresser against it, then took a long shower and slept for a day. No one came in for me in the night, and no one came the next day, or the one after that. It was over. I'd spent a week locked in that room, but it felt like a century. I'd withdrawn so much from my life before that no one had even known I was missing. The police never found anything. The research center was empty when they searched it. The paper trail had fallen apart. The names I'd given them were aliases, of course, and even the money I'd received was apparently untraceable. I'd recovered as much as I could. I don't leave the house much, and I have panic attacks when I do. I cry a lot, and I don't sleep much, and my nightmares are terrible when I do. It's over, I tell myself. I've survived. I use the concentration those bastards taught me to convince myself. It works sometimes. Not today, though. 3 days ago, I received a phone call from my mother. A tragedy had happened. My sister was the latest victim in a spree of killings, the police say. The perpetrator mugs his victims and then guts them. The funeral was this afternoon. It was as lovely a service as a funeral can be, I guess. I was a little distracted, though. All I could hear was music coming from somewhere distant. Discordant, unsettling music that sounds like feedback and shrieking and a modem dialing up. I can hear it now, but a little louder.
You're listening to Beer420.
Warning, warning, warning. Adult content. Oh, shit. It's Batman.
Remember, kids, Beer 420 contains strong language, strong sexual language, and the use of alcohol and marijuana. 18 and older.
Welcome back to Beer 420. We got another 25-30 minutes. We're going to air. It's 6:05 Central Time. We're still here with Chad. He's on the line. He's still talking to me. It's all right.
I don't want to leave.
It's okay. We're still here. Let's go ahead through my pokers list. That's on the Pokers app. If you want to be yelled out on air, you can poke me on Facebook. You can be a dude. It's okay. I'll just make fun of you. My pokers for today. Look at this list. I missed it last week, so you're getting an earful. Crystal Wheats poke back. Cheyenne Summer poke back. Angela Grosbeck poke back. Valerie Patterson poke back. Marlene Malosi poke back. Marty Backhand Mowry of Tom Watkins Association poke back. Here's a you, Marty. Beth Goodall poke back. Sky Blue Moore, go blue, poke back. Victoria Young poke back. Amy Johnson poke back. Melody Louise Woolsey poke back. Melinda Marino poke back. Shauna Compton poke back. Nita Drysdale, happy belated birthday again, Nita, poke back. Stacy Watson poke back. Mary Samuel, come on, Mom, that's a little weird. Amy Gagnon poke back, and Jules M. Stowe, thank you for the pokes. And now for the Speed Back Poker Champion of the Week. Refresh the page. Drum roll, please. No pokes yet. No pokes yet. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Julia doesn't count. Okay, we'll get back to it. So, hello.
That's my son Casey.
Hey, hey, hey.
I learned refreshing things today.
You're doing what?
Eat candy.
He's like, candy. Eat lots of candy. He's like, eat candy, drink soda. Woo! That's the public service message of Beer 420 for today. Eat candy, drink soda. Yes, eat candy, drink soda. Can't go wrong with that, actually. You know, you're not going to be knocking over, Circle K's and shit for some soda and candy. That don't happen. It don't happen. I thought I was losing Chad there for a minute, but I think he's still with me.
I'm still there.
He's still with me. So we're at 105 minutes. We got some events. We have some music coming up. Hurt by Crash Barbosa, for one. Some Tombstone Doc, Smoke My Life Away with RKRK and Ninth Level Entertainment. And In the Evening by Heavy Buffalo. All great artists. Check them out. Tombstone Doc, RKRK, Ninth Level Entertainment, Heavy Buffalo, and Crash Barbosa. And Crash actually is right there in Cali, too.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah, he interviewed last week. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Now, we had a whole discussion during his interview about racism. Because his hater was a guy that, you know, he knows from around whatever. And the guy's got like 40 media accounts, social accounts, so he like trolls anybody you don't like and like posts all kinds of weird, crazy shit. So we had a whole discussion about that and how, you know, haters are. But you and I were just talking about haters. Like, if you don't have haters, you're nobody. It's really.
It's almost how you judge how well you're doing is how many people don't like what you're doing. Basically.
It's crazy because people will like what you're doing and they won't even say anything.
No, they don't. I'll get a bunch of likes and no comments.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you'll get a bunch of likes, no comments, but then the comment is, "You suck donkey balls. You learn how to sing. Get a real guitar." You know, they're like, well, wait a minute. I got like 20 likes and one dude that's just like.
One guy's heckling me.
Yeah, heckling, yeah. Yeah, it's like.
How do you heckle me on YouTube? I mean, come on, really.
Yeah, it's like a stand-up comic thing, you know. Maybe they're misguided comedians, these haters. Maybe we're seeing it wrong. Like
Maybe he's a comedian in his garage and he just needs somebody to.
Right. Tell him, hey man, no, it's okay. You can create too. Get out of your garage.
There you go.
Get off your social page and get out of your garage. I don't know.
I'm a pretty good comedian at 6 o'clock in the morning when I'm still half asleep. So
you say some funny things at 6 in the morning.
I say some off the wall shit that just people are like, "What? Where did that come from?"
What did you just say? The hamster's doing the cartwheel. What?
Big sack of crack on a rat back. What?
Crack on a fat back. That's all we heard. All right, kids. I don't know. Crack on a fat back. Remember, kids, crack kills. Candy doesn't. It just rots your teeth out. I'm just saying. Might cause you diabetes later. I don't know, but you know,
make sure you brush and floss.
Yeah, brush and floss, and don't make that your 3 courses. You know, you'll be all right. It's okay. You'll be eating candy into your 50s. You know.
You might have an insulin shot, but that's okay.
Speed Poker Champion of the Week. Stacy Watson has poked me 35 times in a row, and she holds the Poke Back Champion of the Week. Stacy Watson, thank you. And
Stacy.
Second runner-up is Shauna Compton, and thank you, Shauna, as well. Thank you, ladies, and remember, share, like, love Beer420 Web Radio. Find Chad Huffman on the social sites and like him, follow him, and share him as well. We love it when you do that stuff. Now, we got events coming up. Let's see. Photo doggies for Anthony, Phoenix Children's Hospital, January 6th through May 6th. I'm not quite sure, but you know, I think it's like a Make-A-Wish thing. Today, that's Beer420 with Chad. We're right here. He's still here. He hasn't left yet.
You know it's a good show when you don't want to go.
Euphoria Morning and the Baseniks. Tomorrow at 10 p.m. at Outland Bar. Downstairs, you cannot have anything but a good time at the Outland Bar. They got a great stage, great seating area for the stage. Enough dancing room to boot your booty into the person next to you and still not spill your beer. Speaking of which, for $5, I believe they still do it. You can say $5 PBR and a shot, and they'll give you a tall boy PBR and a shot of whiskey, bottom shelf. So, you know, there you go. You can't beat that for $5, dude. 2 or 3 or 4 of those, and Well, just keep your clothes on at the Outland, please.
You can always pregame in the parking lot, too. It saves you some money inside.
You can do that. Subculture presents Turned Up Tuesday. Yes, it's been going on for some years now, and they're still doing it. Utopia Studios every Tuesday. Subculture presents the Utopia Studios. You'll find Daniel, Captain Fenton over there, raising, whatever they do in the digital world. The Laughing Stock, yes, at the Outland Tuesday at 9:30. Laughing Stock with Murr. Yes, you know the guy. A little funny? Maybe. More fun to pick on? Maybe. Either way, Murr is doing it. Hate on him all you want. Get out of your garage. Go check out the Laughing Stock with Murr at the Outland Tuesday at 9:30. Fundraiser for Barbara Tipton Tuesday, February 10th at Misty's Place. You'll find Marty Backhand Mowry over there and some of her friends helping support that fundraiser for Barbara Tipton. Happy New Year from Subject to Loss. Yes, Thursday, February 12th. It's a happy birthday to them. What do you know? You'll find Garrett, Kelsey over there, and the whole band, and they will be probably tearing it up, man, because Subject to Loss, that's pretty much what they do, is they tear it up, and they have fun doing it. Speaking of which, I think I will play some Subject to Loss coming up here in just a few minutes as well, so that you get an idea of what that show will be all about. Swan Song's album drop with Sunshine Kings and Heavy Buffalo. You're about to hear some Heavy Buffalo. That'll be Friday, February 13th, and you'll find Ian Morissette, and it's a Kill Crows event. Please, don't kill the crows. One murder is a whole family. Don't murder the crows. Shakespeare The Tempest, February 13th to March 1st. Springfield Contemporary Theater would like to invite you out to what they've got going on. If you are not familiar with Shakespeare's plays, well, they're the most demented of them all. So it's a good time to get your head on and head on out to The Tempest. Oh my God, that's a great, great play. Brought to you by Springfield Contemporary Theater right in Springfield, Missouri. And I would just like to add, if you folks have never gone into the Contemporary Theater, great atmosphere, great people, doing some amazing stuff. So get out and support your local thespians. Not lesbians, but some of them are lesbians. But support your thespians. Just saying. Subculture presents Defibrillator featuring Gravitz, Levolucid in creation, and they will be in St. Louis Skatium. Yes, Skatium. That's Saturday, February 14th. Candlelight Vigil 1 year later for Haley's Playground. It will be at Haley's Playground. You'll probably find Marty Backhand Mowry and probably Joe O.D. Bridges, who spearheaded that event that did actually clog the streets of Commercial Street with over what they estimated was 10,000 people within a week. Went to that vigil on Commercial Street for Haley. And for those who don't know, she was abducted and murdered. And the individual has been going to trial, and it's still in the process a year later. So very, very emotional for the family and relatives of the situation, and they really appreciate all the moral support in dealing with such a tragedy as losing your young child. Annual Day Trippers Jump In. Wow. 20 years ago, I would have been there with rubber shoes on. Rubber shoes. Saturday, February 21st. Wow, did I jump an entire week? I don't know. Why is it Saturday, February 21st, and the other one's Wednesday, February... Oh, okay, so I was reading... How is Saturday, February 14th and Saturday, February 21st? Are those right? That's got to be right. I think I went weeks ahead. So you do the time warp, and we'll just tell you about this event on the 21st. Why not? Since I jumped into the future so far ahead of things. The annual Day Trippers Jump In Saturday, February 21st at Prospering Access. You'll find Lisa Masters Smith over there. And Lisa Masters, thank you for sharing the event with me. It looks like they may have a mess of it with potluck and the campgrounds and floating and all the good stuff. So friends, family, all of you go on out. February 21st, Saturday. It's the annual Niagara River Jump. You know how it works. And like I said, I have my rubbers on. That worked appropriate. But you know what I was talking about. Day triple. You got to have your rubber shoes on when you're freaking partying, dude, and don't want to stop because you got to just be able to walk with the slushy shit in your feet and not worry about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to be all-terrain vehicle while you're day tripping. Day tripping, you got to be like an all-terrain vehicle. I'm just saying. If you're not... No, Janelle Dougherty, thank you very much for inviting me to play Water Splash, but I it's hard enough for me to keep up with my son wanting to play Trivia Crack. Really, I'm just saying. I can't. Between Star Wars The Old Republic online and playing Skyrim and trying to crush it again for the third time, I just don't have time for the Facebook games. Other than the trivia that my son guilt trips me into playing to see how smart I am. Which is kind of not. Right now we're 1-1 right now.
That's 50-50 right there.
However, he beat me. I think it was. What was the first one? Oh, the first one I beat him. It was 4-1. And the second one, he beat me 3-2. And I was like, dude, I've got the clear lead here. I beat you by a much larger margin the first round. So now we're working on tiebreaker number 3. But, Facebook works. If you're not sitting down, playing one of those team games, like right in the moment, and doing round after round after round, it could take a week to do in one game. Yeah, it easily. So we're here with Chad. Again, check out Chad Huffman on Facebook and Reverb Nation, as well as indie.com. And look him up on YouTube, man, and share the love. Here is an artist we interviewed last week. No, he's not a racist, contrary to popular belief. We did crash that on the show, and this goes out to his haters. It's called Hurt, Crash Barbosa. We'll be right back.
I'm angry, I have been sanity whacking in between love and hate of all the drugs I've been backing. My world fell apart, I guess all that's my reaction. Now everything's good, but I still got an distraction. What goes on in my head beyond the parties and rapping? Parties are meds with side effects and some laughing. In love with this shit, one of my fatal attractions. When my head gets to chatting, none of y'all can imagine. Some of you could, no one has it great. We relate, pain relates to the whole United States. We can't see the bars, so we hide in escapes. Drinking our banks under the table to hide angst. Lies on the news, disguised as the truth. Our parents took it as proof, and that confuses the youth. The doc giving you pills is prescribing a noose that gets tighter and tighter the more it makes you feel loose. It all still hurts, it just don't hurt as bad. Drinking with smirks while we waving the flag. Smiles and parties when we really all sad. Smiles and parties when we really all sad. It all still hurts, it just don't hurt as bad. Drinking with smirks while we waving the flag. Smiles and parties when we all really sad. Smiles and parties when we all really sad. My parents don't get me, my girl doesn't get me, and it doesn't upset me, cause these bottles are empty. Getting judged by a buddy, half these people ain't met me. Getting hugs from a buddy, every hoe here would let me. I feel so alone, I'm a rolling stone, but at least half the time I'm stuck home alone. Stuck with my thoughts, stuck with my head, Smoking on weed, calling hoes to get head. Walking around pissed, clinically depressed. The problem is, despite the pain, everybody's still impressed. Looking forward to death to get one last caress. So I hit up my dad, and he ain't answer my text. Staying home a lot, rolling stone pauses. Gotta be cautious, cause the dudes working forces are the dudes burning crosses. All of this makes me nauseous, driving drunk to get water. I don't drink out of faucet. It all still hurts, it just don't hurt as bad. Drinking with smirks while we waving the flag. Smiles and parties when we really all sad. Smiles and parties when we really all sad. It all still hurts, it just don't hurt as bad. Drinking with smirks while we waving the flag. Smiles and parties when we all really sad. Smiles and parties when we all really sad.
Okay, I'm really floored right now. Because I clicked on... okay, first off, let's go back a page. Okay, so... what I'm going to do is I'm going to announce birthdays for today. It's February 1st, 2015. So, I've got a number of Beer420 fans that have birthdays today. There's actually a slew of you. So, I'm gonna read through you, and... one of our fans is Amanda Marie. Happy birthday to you. She just turned the big 28. I don't know. She still looks 24, 25 to me. Chris Arnold had his birthday get-together yesterday. His birthday is officially today. And he just turned 30. Happy birthday, Chris. Eric Easler. And he just turned 33. Happy birthday. J.U. Jenkins. Jew Jenkins. Oh, my God. His birthday's today, the big 3-4. Congratulations, dude. I wish I was 34 again. I don't know. Melissa Pender. Her birthday's today. She just turned 37. Happy birthday, Melissa. Jeremy Booth just turned 39. Oh, yeah, I know, Jeremy. It's scary, man. The 40, when you hit that 40 mark, you're just like, ah. But it's okay. I'm still going like I'm 18 and I'm 46. So it's all in your mind and how you look at things. It looks like you're a happy man. You got a happy family right there. So you should be doing good, Jeremy. And thank you for being my friend. Sissy Reed Jones, big happy birthday to you. 43, come on, darling. You look freaking 30-something. Give me a break. I don't fall for it. It's a fake Facebook date. That's what I'm saying. So I've noticed that if you're on your friends' birthdays and then you click view relationship under their name, it gives you this private between you and them wall that you can put a photo cover on and go, this is the cover between you and me. This is what I suggest as a cover. I should just fuck with people, look at the friendships on their birthdays, go to that wall and post pictures of slopping pigs and people playing Twister.
In a Speedo.
Yeah. Beach full of people in Speedos, Mud wrestling. Just put all kinds of crazy banners up between people in our relationships. I don't know how is there a relationship banner wall? That's what I'm... Facebook, what are you doing? There's cracks in your space. I'm lost. Whew, that's crazy. So we were talking about upcoming shows. We mentioned Heavy Buffalo. We also mentioned Subject to Loss. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play some Tombstone Doc. We are running a little longer than I had thought. Probably another 30 minutes. I'm going to get some tracks out. We're going to come back in between tracks, and we're going to bullshit a little bit with Chad here. While we still got him on the hot plate. Got him over here simmering while I'm rambling like a lunatic, which is what I do. People, get with the program. No, I'm not mailing you a program. Like program, this one you're listening to.
Figure of speech.
Yes. What he said. Send me your address. I'll email you to your address. You know, P.O. Box 386. Just send it to me. I'll mail you with my email. This isn't how it works at all. This isn't how it works. I love those commercials.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. This is Tombstone Doc, RKRK, 9th Level Entertainment. Look them up. Also, when you're on the Tombstone Doc hunt, look for Serial Killer. It's hilarious. I've got it. I'm not playing it for you today. Fuck off. Go do your own hunting. I'll be right back.
I'm bleeding and stunting while she rolling my blunts. Got my middle finger up for all you haters. I'm late, now I'm straight, but I'ma need some more weight. Cause this bitch gon' wanna blaze when we wake up. It's in the air until I smoke my life away. I only fuck with streets because I like to taste. This bitch on with her naked and I like her face. She only fuck with me so she can smoke her life away. She will smoke my life away. I'ma smoke my life away. I like a good connect, even if it's out of state. Mr. Go and get it down to a quake. I need the real once again and smoke my life away. It's in the air like oxygen, I'm on the block again. Tombstone Doc don't fuck the square, so you know I keep up boxed in. Devil in that red dress, can't help but hear her knocking. Say that I'm the truth, so I must be in her top 10. Hold me like your soda coat. I'm smoking drove with no alpha mode. Sport East Coast, I sold my soul. I'ma fuck with her till I overdose. I'm hella high. You can tell if my vision televised. When this felon ride, tell your clique they should run and hide. Tell that guy, fucking with my vibe will make that pellet fly. And hella right, I'm pushing your bitch shit, cause I'm hella fly. Don't be a menace to society and live in color. These bitches just wanna get high with me, you'll get the bottom. Bleeding and stunting while she rolling my blunts. Got my middle finger up for all you haters. I'm baked, now I'm straight, but I'ma need some more weight. Cause this bitch gon' wanna blaze when we wake up. It's in the air until I smoke my life away. I only fuck with streets because I like to taste. This bitch on with her naked and I like her face. She only fuck with me so she can smoke her life away. She will smoke my life away. I'ma smoke my life away. I like a good connect, even if it's out of state. Mr. Go and get it down to a quake. I need the real once again and smoke my life away. I got a twisted sweet and a flavor peach. Who got me? Who got me? No bullshit, just like Smokey get too high today. I probably make more blunts than Snoop Dogg, and that's without some shake. Look like I wrote a quake. Just the smoke, it's sexy. Somebody pass me a burner. This a rock up in my cup, so we about to turn up. I need a bad bitch, come swallow my child today. I'll break you off that hood love, just be my Mary J. It's in the air, so you can bring your girlfriend with you. When smoke I life away, I never let a hater hurt you. My clan first suit, on God. Wolf pack my squad, Tombstone Doc. I'm bleeding and stunting while she rolling my blunts. Got my middle finger up for all you haters. I'm baked, now I'm straight, but I'ma need some more weight. Cause this bitch gon' wanna blaze when we wake up. It's in the air until I smoke my life away. I only fuck with streets because I like to taste. This bitch on with her naked and I like her face. She only fuck with me so she can smoke her life away. She will smoke my life away. I'ma smoke my life away. I like a good connect, even if it's out of state. Mr. Go and get it down to a quake. I need the real once again and smoke my life away. Smoke my life away. I'ma smoke my life away. Smoke a blunt, high as fuck. I'ma stone a what? Smoke my life away. I'ma smoke my life away. Smoke a blunt, high as fuck. I'ma stone a what? Smoke my life away. I'ma smoke my life away. Smoke a blunt, high as fuck. I'ma stone a what?
smoke my life away. Smoke a blunt, high as fuck. I'm a stoner. What?
Heavy Buffalo.
This is Chad Huffman on Beer420 Radio webcast. You're about to listen to Heavy Buffalo.
Go check him out on the
check 'em out.
interwebs. Interwebs.
Yeah, they used to be stable.
Yes, they used to be stable. That's Heavy Buffalo. Again, go check them out. They're about to be playing right here in a show venue near you. Okay. So that was the Heavy Buffalo track. We got some of The Shaded following that up. We've got 20 minutes to the countdown clock of Beer420 for this week. Again, brought to you by Green Thumb. Green Thumbs and Seedless in Nixon, Missouri. Go check them out. Look them up. Be there.
Carl, what on earth was all that?
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
You sunk an entire cruise ship, Carl.
Are you sure that was me? I would think I would remember something like that.
Carl, I watched you fire a harpoon into the captain's face.
That sounds dangerous.
You were headbutting children off the side of the ship.
That must have been horrifying to watch.
And then you started making out with the ice sculptures.
Well, thank God that the children weren't on board to see it.
Carl, why is the lifeboat all red and sticky?
Whoa, I guess you could say it is red and sticky.
Carl, what are we standing in?
Would you believe it's strawberry milkshake?
No, I would not believe that.
Melted gumdrops.
No.
Boat nectar.
No.
Some of God's tears.
Tell me the truth, Carl.
Fine. It's the lovely elderly couple from 2B.
Carl!
Well, they were taking all the crescent rolls.
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
I will not apologize for art.
Where are the other lifeboats?
Whoa, you won the prize. I didn't even notice that.
Where are the other lifeboats, Carl?
Looking at the trajectory of the moon and the sun, probably at the bottom of the ocean. I bet lots of holes in them.
Carl!
I have a problem. I have a serious problem.
You are just terrible today.
Shh. Do you hear that? That's the sound of forgiveness.
That's the sound of people drowning, Carl.
That is what forgiveness sounds like. Screaming and then silence.
That was Llamas with Hats. Check them out on the interwebs YouTube channel. Here's some Subject to Loss right after a rant by no one.
Fish tanks, dryer junk, job pumps, job what? Bobbers, job what? Craft what? Taxes? I don't get this. What kind of freaking list is this?
It's Subject to Loss. Find them coming up at one of the local venues. Find them, follow them, share them.
Hours are past the clock and these nightmares are my reality, and I know that I said too much because you have all said a fucking word in weeks. So now my soul is screaming because I went too far to be touched. I know that I went too far this time.
she's a one. She's taking everything I am. My heart is so broken that they still only come in the shaking hands of another colorful handful of my downward spirals. Pull the trigger, baby. Go on, pull the trigger, baby. Just make sure this time that damn gun's not pointed at me anymore, because my heart is broken and these drinks won't mend me anymore. This woman, she's a woman. She's taking everything I am. My heart is so broken that they still could only come in the shaking hands of another colorful handful of my downward spiral. Just pull the trigger, baby.
Hey, screw you guys! I'm level 99 and everything! Yeah, they asked my opinion, yeah, they asked my opinion, yep, they asked my opinion, yep, they asked my opinion. People are like monkeys. We spend all our time watching others in social situations and then throw poop at them.
Well, that made about as much sense as a dry Texas turd on Tuesday.
My name is Dr. Ivan Snurger. May I give you advice today on your relationships? Just to remember, it's very nice to point your ass away from your partner when you part. This is a sign of true love and definitely true romance.
This is a message to thank your mom, because if she never gave it up, you wouldn't be here listening. Thank you, and thank you to your moms everywhere from Backhand Studios. Thank your mom.
Oi, 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 oi.
This is a test. 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 Warning, warning. It's just a test, dude. This is a test. This is a test. Warning, warning. It's just a test, dude.
You know what confuses the hell out of me? The Doctor Who's been regenerating himself for a millennia. And he still hasn't got the science down where he can pick what he's gonna look like when he comes out the other end. Doesn't that seem a bit odd? Just saying.
Oh God, my tooth fell out.
Super News presents the Master Debaters. Tonight, marijuana and crystal meth will master debate about drugs. 3, 2, 1, Master Debate!
I guess I'll start by saying that I think there are good drugs and bad drugs, and it's time we started differentiating between the two.
Exactly. We're good drugs, man. So let's stop the insanity, and finally legalize crystal meth.
That's a horrible idea.
Well, no, but for medical reasons, of course.
Medical meth?
Yeah, man. If the doctors say it helps cure gout, then why not let Grandma gack out on some tweak,
Okay, no doctor has ever said that.
So, did you hear that? Do you hear that right now? Oh my God. What is that? What is that? Oh God, wait, that's my heart. That's my heart. Wow, that's loud.
You're made out of battery acid and drain cleaner.
Hey man, can I trust you? Because I think the government's against me.
They should be.
The CIA has an army of spies watching me 24/7, and that's why I hide in the bushes in front of my house every night with a steak knife.
Folks, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Meth makes you paranoid and crazy, unlike pot, which is totally safe.
safe? That stuff takes away your motivation. I mean, do you even have a job? Like me, breaking down boxes at the Safeway 17, 18 hours a day? No, you don't. Okay, hold on one second. I need water. Just quick water. Come on, bro. Look, don't you want to have sex with strangers in truck stop bathrooms for money? How great does that sound? Oh, God, my tooth fell out.
Don't you want to go to a fish concert?
No! Nobody wants to go to a fish concert!
No one wants to suck trucker dicks for money.
And I thought you were cool. You were the gateway drug!
Hey, come on. I'm still illegal on a federal level. See, okay, the states made me legal, but the federal government and the EPA were like, wait, no, the DEA
the
was...
CIA
okay,
is behind everything!
Federal,
Them
state,
and the Masons!
no,
and it's
look,
all
okay,
connected,
I'll be honest,
bro!
I don't know
and
who
they're
votes
always
on
watching
it,
us, so
but
there
the
ain't nothing
government-
we can
the
do, because they
California
know
law says that-
everything! You get what I'm saying?
Wait, what were we talking about?
I need to borrow $25,000 from you or someone you know.
Why do you...
Can you make that happen?
No, I absolutely not.
I need you to burn down my sister-in-law's house tonight. What? Tonight. And it's got to be tonight.
Why does it have to be tonight?
And I can't explain anything else to you.
Okay, I should just let you talk because
Well,
you're sort of
look,
digging your own grave
Are you
here.
going to help me or not?
I think I won. Yeah, pretty sure I won.
Yep. There's a little bitch in this cunt.
Visual literal, bitch.
So put a little shit in my cup, build shit up, there's shit in my blunt. Aight, better said get him. Aight, flow so cold you get frozen. The ice like strikes from the white light that might see when your life might end. Well, depends, yeah. Do you smoke sticks like this? Drink on a Tuesday, need a few mints. You're going to work with herbal essence, no so-called rodent in your breath. Most F-Ho crew, my team got this. Taking what you got and proving that it's not shit. Looking at your nonsense, really I'm shocked this really have to go this far. No we are, no really, no we are. Something like the product of two smash cars. Have an arm in the glove box, just talk more shit if it's important to let you know that might blow up, come at your throat, take your insides and then fill up the mo. Pull up the coat of the hood, take you to the forest and burn on the woods, bitch.
Focus of a demon. I'm twisted. But in the meantime, can you find another word to describe me? I'm a madman, I belong in an asylum. I'm a mental patient, I need treatment for my violent temper. I'ma seek help, but until it comes, I'ma keep listening to these thoughts awkward when I'm talking the process, leaving you nauseous, hostile moments. You would've thought this was a horror movie. I'm starting in gruesome scenes, your blood suddenly standing. It's the vampire sucking from these sentences, feeding off of this dark energy. The minute matter, I'm cold as space. I'm somewhere near Saturn, revolving the planet on satellite status. Couldn't manage these heights with a ladder, just the perfect imbalance. I'm killing them all, standing before you fall. I'm hitting them again, no stalling on the offense. When it's negative talking, it's a verbal warning. The next one, I promise it won't be a peace offering. Visual literal, bitch. Lyrical killer. Visual literal, bitch. Lyrical killer.
No bullshit in this stuff. Yeah, we behind, but pretty soon you're gonna see our asses up front. Right, nobody left, right. Look both ways, don't say yellow Mayday. Really not fading, now I'm in. Got them all saying, now here we go again. Say a great day, but I'm gonna be a better letter. Put you in a bad day, smoking up ahead of letters. I'm of a fed again, I'm trying to get my shit together. Fucking with the weather, nope, get the rope. And these motherfuckers now in the quarry, pouring blood from those who are boring me. Better beat it. Nobody bad for the beat, just leave it.
You're listening to Beer420.
You're listening to Backhand Studios, Beer420, supporting unsigned bands, local artists of all mediums, small businesses everywhere around the world. Enjoy.
To an artist, work, thoughts, ideas are generally just littered scribbles on bits of paper laying around their house and their study. But to the future historian, those little pieces of paper will be masterpieces of archaeological find. Special thanks to Risk from Titan for sponsoring Beer420 Backhand Studios and all we do for the month of January. And this month, Green Thumbs, and Seedless in Nixon, Missouri. Thank you very much. And We're going to fade out with some Planet Awesome. Look up Green Thumb on Reverb Nation. Show your love, like, and share. We'll catch you next week.
Planet Awesome, that's where I like to be, where it's awesome. Just me and a ganja tree, clip you off one, and be all you can be on Planet Awesome. Planet Awesome, that's where I like to be, where it's awesome. Just me and a ganja tree, clip you off one, and be all you can be on Planet Awesome.
Freak them, baby, check it out now.
I clip off one, I break it up, roll up, spark it up, Planet Awesome. I split it, lick it, stick it in my mouth because it's so awesome. I hit and sip it, hold it in, blow it out. I'm high to the end, I'm lifted, gifted, join my friend. Off the Planet Awesome, here we go again. There's purple haze when I get off the plane. I'm packing zigzags in a wooden tray. OG Kush is here to stay. Teacher all day, but what can I say? Welcome to the candy store, Maine. I'm known as the green, I'm okay. I put a seed in the dirt, catch some rays, walk in a herd. Wait some days and take you to church on Planet Awesome. That's where I like to be because it's awesome. Just me and a ganja tree. Clip you off one, smoke it up, be all you can be because it's awesome. Enjoy the taste, it's so fresh. Hold it in, expand your chest. You know there's no waste, I smoke the best. People bring me their weed to test and bless. Planet Awesome, that's where I like to be, where it's awesome. Just me and a ganja tree, clip you off one, and be all you can be on Planet Awesome. Planet Awesome, that's where I like to be, where it's awesome. Just me and a ganja tree, clip you off one, and be all you can be on Planet Awesome.
Getting so high in the sky, floating away outer space. My spirit wasn't built to be broken. I'm choking dope smoke to keep my focus steady. I was born ready. It's your boy Paulette, so don't forget it. You can bet it. I stay more blow than Johnny Dead. And plus I also got a fetish for getting wetted. To ask dead brain, yeah, they got hood credit. I said boys smoke loud cause it keeps me mellow. They say I got a green thumb but my nails is yellow. My P.O. told me to let go with the green, but man, hold up, he really don't know me. Ain't no need for a digi cause I score whole trees. Roll and blow on Z's till I OD on weed.
Planet Awesome, that's where I like to be, where it's awesome. Just me and a ganja tree, clip you off one, and be all you can be on Planet Awesome. Planet Awesome, that's where I like to be, where it's awesome. Just me and a ganja tree, clip you off one, and be all you can be on Planet Awesome.
You're listening to Beer420.